Finding your first profitable product on Amazon is where most people get stuck at first. They spend weeks jumping from category to category, overthinking every single decision, and end up buying something that loses them money. I know this because I did the exact same thing when I first started. Look, I've been selling on Amazon for over 6 years now and have done over $40 million in total sales. And here's the thing, finding profitable products is not complicated, it's just a system. Once you know what to look for, what to avoid, you can find products that generate consistent, reliable cash flow without gambling or guessing. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly step by step, exactly how to find your first profitable product on Amazon. The same process we use every day to this day. Let's get into it. Now, the number one thing where I see people screw up is they try to become a jack of all trades. What they do is they say, hey, should I sell some toys here, some clothing here, some replenishable items here from groceries, some beauty products, and they're all over the place. You have to understand that on Amazon, this has become a game of mastery. The person that has the most depth in their catalog in terms of a certain niche or category is the one that closes the most amount of deals. So to start this off right with the proper foundation is pick one replenishable category. Let me first start off by telling you what categories you completely want to avoid. When I first started selling on Amazon, I tried probably one of the worst two categories. The first one would be freaking clothing. We had this manufacturer out of Bangladesh who came to us and said, hey, I'm having trouble getting rid of our clothing. Can you help me? Being new to the game, we're like, yeah, we got you. Give us all of that. It was pallets and pallets of pallets worth of athletic gear. And as we listed this and started generating sales, we ran into a problem that persists today. Clothing has a super high return rate. To understand this, we need to understand how Amazon works. Amazon is a consumer-first marketplace. They want the consumer to have the best possible experience. That's why they have such a good return policy. So what do people do when they shop online? Well, they're not gonna be penalized, so they'll buy a small, medium, large, extra large. Whoop, well, only the large fits me. Let me return all other three. Now, you as a seller, you thought you had 4 sales, but reality check, you only have 1 and 3 returns. Now, Amazon does handle returns if you're using Amazon Prime FBA, but still, this slows down your cash flow. We do not need any of that. Second category you wanna make sure you avoid when you first start is electronics. Electronics also has a super high return rate. Same issue happened to us. I remember like it was yesterday. It was holiday season, 2020. We were selling this like kids robot. We had our first $20,000 day. I remember jumping in my office on my futon, like literally dancing and acting crazy, right? I was like, $20,000 a day, it was crazy to me. But guess what? At the end of holiday season, what did people do? Well, either they broke the product or they didn't like the product or it just came broken. But we had a 20 to 30% return rate on that as well, and it caused a lot of cash flow delays. So rule of thumb, stay away when you first get started from anything clothing related, jewelry, and electronics. Those categories have super high return rates. Everything else that we're gonna talk about, which is called replenishable goods, things that people buy month after month, year after year, has a really small return rate. In our business, 1.6%. And the other benefit of having replenishable goods, think things that people buy month after month, year after year, beauty products, pet products, grocery products, things like that, is remember this, the marketplace is growing by on average 11% each and every year on Amazon. Amazon is closing in on accounting for 40% of all sales that happen online in America on Amazon. So you best believe that as this marketplace grows and you have repeat customers, plus the marketplace is growing, what happens to your income? You get to ride that wave up. So that's why we focus on replenishable categories, but please, make sure you only pick one. They all make money, but just start with one. Now, once you have your category down pat, here's the next thing. You wanna look for what we call the blue ocean of brands and generate around 50 to 100 of them, right? Here's how it works. You can use a tool like Smart Scout, that's pretty much bread and butter. You can also use AI like Claude, Cowork, or ChatGPT, whatever, but I love Smart Scout. It's a $29 per month tool, but it rocks, it's the best. So what you wanna do is pull out brands that have these 4 criteria, right? We like brands that do, personally in our company, under $3 million a month, right? We want smaller brands that not everyone knows about, right? Don't go for like Lego, Nike, all the super popular brands, because 2 main issues. One, everyone, their mom, grandma, niece, nephew, and son and daughter know about those brands, so everyone's gonna go after those brands. Number 2, the bigger the brand is, the harder it is for them to get in contact with the decision maker, the person that actually calls the shots. So make sure you're looking for smaller brands, because smaller brands have a one leverage point that I'm gonna talk about in a little bit later. Now, after you're looking for smaller brands, for us under 3 million, for you if you're on a smaller budget, you could go into like 500K, under $1 million, but just remember, the smaller the brand, the better. Also wanna look for brands that have 3 or more Amazon Prime sellers. Why is that important? Because a brand with 3 or more Amazon Prime sellers is actively working with resellers just like you. A brand with only 1 or 2 sellers has an exclusive agreement, so they're not really looking to work with you. Can you still close those deals? Absolutely. Are they way harder than the brands that are already working with resellers? Absolutely. Once you're able to sift through all of this stuff, you'll have your core, like few hundred, or if it's in a bigger category like grocery, you have a few thousand different brands to reach out to. This is the money zone. We worry about all the other tougher brands later, and here's why. As we go to these brands, we want to stack up like 50 to 100 of these brands, okay? Why? Because remember, we're doing cold outreach, right? I continuously see people say, man, I reached out to 3 distributors or brands and I didn't get a deal. You reach out to 3? That's it? That's how you decide if something's worth doing or not, right? We used to slam out, and we still do, right? We slam about 400 emails a week. This gives us 8 profitable brands that we work with, new brands, every single week. I use an example of a brand we just closed last week before this video. Brand does about $300,000 a month, right? Because we use the strategy I'm gonna talk about in a little bit, they were able to give us what we call an exclusive agreement, and we took over their full channel, right? All $300,000 a month is ours, right? This should generate us over the course of a year over $1.6 million in net profit, right? And that's because we're leveraging some of the stuff we're talking about today. But when you reach out to these brands, please make sure you are providing them with what we call value. We're gonna get a little more into this, but I'm just giving you the lay of the land. 50 to 100 brands, ones that do under $3 million a month in one category that have 3 or more Amazon Prime sellers. Now, what are you looking for in these brands? Well, this makes it easy, right? This is a little trick we do. We want to do the math on the top 5 to 10 products that each brand has. Why? Because you want to actually make sure there's money to be made there. What if a brand is doing a ton of money, but it's so cluttered with sellers that the profit that you're going to be getting per product is minimal? It's like a few hundred, a few $1,000s. Then it's not really worth your time. So when you look at these brands, you want to be able to estimate, okay, hey, out of the top 5 to 10 products, how much profit can I make per product? Once you have that number, it's really easy to understand if this brand is worth going to or not. Easy strategy to do this is to really just find out, hey, what price do I need this product at? What price is it selling at? What's my net profit? You can use a tool like ASIN to give you that data. And how many units can I sell per month? You pull that data, boom, you have your estimated monthly net profit per product. When you add up those numbers for the top 5 to 10, you're in the money as long as you're making. For us, we gotta be making over like 5 figures in profit a month. We know that's a brand we wanna go after. For you, if that total might be like, let's say if you're newer, $1,500, $2,000 to $3,000, it might be worth the time to explore it, right? Now, you have this list of products. Key thing is you want to create what we call a mock purchase order. What is this? Crazy strategy. Where people kind of screw this up is they reach out to a brand and say, hey, what you got? Nah, we tell a brand what we want, right? When we reach out to a brand, we're gonna put together a list of all the products we want, what price we need it at, how many units we could buy per month, and present them with that data. We always mark it up a little bit, right? So there's wiggle room for negotiation, but you gotta make sure you're telling brands exactly what you want. Now, here's the key lever, right? When you are reaching out to brands for products, please, please, please make sure you are providing them with value. And this is so important because in case you don't know, going directly to brands is pretty much the only way you should be reselling products in 2026. If you don't know this already, I'm gonna link another video in the description that goes over exactly why this is so important. I won't get into it in this video, but make sure you're reaching out to brands. Now, the key difference between reaching out to a brand versus reaching out to a distributor is brands want value. Distributors want money. So here where people screw this up, they do things like say, hey man, yeah, can I work with you? You mind if I buy some things for cheap and sell it back for more? And yeah, that used to work like 7 years ago, dude, but let's be real. In 2026, so many people have come into the marketplace, screwed over brands. They're gonna be a little skeptical about you. So when you come into the game, you wanna make sure that you provide them with value. For us, we use an AI tool that we built that actually provides something called a revenue gap. How much money they're making versus how much they should be making because of all the things they have wrong. When we present that to them, we look a lot different and they close deals just like the one we did last week that's gonna bring in us over $1.5 million a year in profit, right? Always make sure you're providing value when you reach out to brands. So that's exactly how you find your first profitable product on Amazon. No guessing, no chasing trends, just following the data and let the numbers tell you what to buy. If you want to see this full system in action, hit the link below to sign up for our next completely free live workshop. We're going to go deep into our triple S framework. Number 1 is sourcing, how we find the absolute best products to sell on Amazon on a consistent basis that bring us money month after month, year after year. We're going to show this model live, so make sure you take notes. Number 2 is sell. How do you operate this whole machine while you have other responsibilities? Job, kids, spouse, all that fun stuff, right? Number 3 is scale. This is honestly my favorite part of everything. This is all about how do we create leverage so we can make more money and work less hours. I can't stress this enough. This is all about building the right business, not solely about finding the right product like we spoke about today. It's a high leverage point. Or if you want to find out what it looks like to work with us one-on-one, hit the other link to book a call with our team. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are serious about scaling an Amazon business, trust me, we've been in this space for way too long, know everything that's working right now and what's not working anymore. So you want to make sure you follow these videos every week to make sure you're not making any mistakes. All right, I hope this helped. I'm going to see you in the next one.